My name is Kate Hudson Hall. I am an author. Hi, my name is Kate Hudson Hall. I am an author, therapist, and podcaster. My new book has been released called Anxiety Hacks with proven techniques, tools, and tips to calmness. So if you suffer from generalized anxiety, panic attacks, or feel abnormally anxious about certain things, within Anxiety Hacks, I show you how you can overcome these conditions successfully, enjoy a healthy and carefree life. My website is katehudson-hall.com. Anxiety Hacks is available now on Amazon.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim and Larry E, and welcome to another Wednesday Happy Hump Day on Tim's Tidbits. What's up, Larry? How you doing, man?
Chilling out, man. Chilling. I got my Debo shirt on.
Debo.
Debo.
Oh yeah,
my drink,
yeah.
Craig. Yeah, I put this on just in memory of Tiny Lester.
I see we're all going to be going into a deep freeze here in the next 24, 48 hours, so.
Yeah, he on ice right now?
We're all right, man. I think it's going to be dipping down your way. You guys are supposed to get down into zero. We're going to be getting down to about probably 30 below with wind chill.
Okay, we'll take zero.
You take the zero.
30 below is no. We don't do 30 below in Texas.
Yeah, I think they're forecasting us about 6-8 inches of snow, 60-mile-an-hour winds.
We don't do snow in Texas. We can't.
They don't do well
ice.
in Texas. I remember that.
No. Yeah, you've been here before. We don't.
Texans do not do well, not in snow.
We'll take the zero and then zero on up. Anything below zero, forget about it. No ice, no snow. So.
Otherwise, yeah, no, I mean, everything's been going cool. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays, and I hope yourself. And, now that our wallets are empty.
God, my wallet was empty like 5 Christmases ago.
You heard? Hey, let's jump into the show, man. It appears that Netherlands farmers are going to be forced to sell some of their property. And apparently, this is the EU have convinced the people, in the Dutch people, that it's a good idea to, help with greenhouse gases and close down a few 100,000 farms, I guess. Check it out. It's stupid, insane.
I want to ask you about this Dutch news. I read a report overnight that the Dutch government's set to close 3,000 farms to comply with new EU, is it not UN, this is European Union rules. What's this about, Graham?
Well, it's part of their environmental measures to close down farming land close to environmental properties that they want to give greater protections to. And I'll say I haven't studied the exact areas and know what the environmental values are they're trying to protect. But it really is the process of bureaucracy wanting to regulate how industries that have existed for long periods of time, suddenly, because of regulation, they have to pack up and move on. We've seen pushback through Europe, particularly in the farming communities, to some of the impositions that are being put on them. And I think it's something that the Australian farming community should be pretty alive to as well.
It's crazy. Okay, 3,000 farms. I over-exaggerated the first time, but that's still insane. You've got families that have had since the first century some of this farm.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, it's crazy. It's inflation. The world is changing. What can you say?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't understand how shutting down 3,000 farms, and get rid of the cows and whatever make any difference in environmental greenhouse gases. And I always thought, correct me if I'm wrong, that is not if you detect methane in the environment that shows that you have oxygen and it's a livable environment.
Yeah, but don't when you fart, don't you got methane in your farts?
Yeah, so I mean, they might. You're right.
Yeah,
It might start getting illegal to fart. And
yeah, I'm just because I'm thinking that maybe they saying that methane, which is in your farts, maybe it's in the feces, that could be a big issue. But I'm like, it's 2013. How come we can't take the feces and convert it to something that we can make it more useful?
Yeah, I mean,
2023, not 2013.
2023. Yeah, we're getting ready to make a change here in a few days.
Yeah, I'm just saying, 2023, we can use feces. It has methane in it. Methane is is it gas?
Yeah, why don't they figure out a way that you could put that in your tank?
Man, they can take that cow doodle and flip it.
Yep, and you can just drive around on the methane from cows dung.
Yeah, they can flip it. It has to get something in it. If they can dig down to the ground and dig up natural gas out the ground and go through all that rock and dirt and mud and all that mess, you can use some cow dump that's on the earth and flip it. Listen,
maybe the resources too available. Think about that, Larry. The resources too available. If you and I could just drive down the road and pick up a couple pieces of cow dung and fuel our vehicle, what's the point?
All you gotta do is find a chemist. Yeah, get some cow dung, find a chemist, one of them egghead dudes that dropped out of college and said, "Hey, I want to take this cow doodle. It has methane in it. Break it down to its rawest form and use a methane for gas. We can flip it."
But it is really a shame.
You can make crystal meth and ice.
Don't you think that? Do you have to believe that the European Union, to grasp a hold of that and shut down people like that? I mean, what are you going to do?
I think it's dumb as hell. I think it's got to be some kind of hidden agenda, man.
Yeah, I don't get it. What kind of power do you wield that you can, tell a country that this is a great idea, and if you want to, and it probably has to do with finances. Let's keep that real. If you're part of the European Union, you're receiving support, and maybe if they don't abide by these little regulations that they've decided to come up with, and might be a little bit shortchanged.
Man, they're gonna mess around, shut those farms down, and then build some industries out there. They're gonna industrialize that area.
Be interesting to see what they do. We're gonna have to keep up on that one because I'd be real interested to see where that one's going and what kind of pushback some of these other countries have when their farmers start getting affected by move the hell out.
When you start eliminating farms, you want the land and you playing chess. They already made 5 moves already before they made this move. Something's big is happening. It's going to affect everyone.
You're right. Anyhow, hey, let's move on down since we got to move on down your way, down into Texas.
Oh my God, here we go.
Apparently, y'all have a border crisis. You got all these people waiting for the expiration of, Title 49, so... Check it out, man. There'd be problems.
The growing crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Several states are taking their battle over a controversial border policy to the highest court in the land, saying that they fear total chaos if something doesn't happen immediately. ABC's Andrea Fujii explains.
This morning, 19 Republican-led states are planning to file an appeal with the Supreme Court, arguing Title 42 should remain in place. That's the Trump-era rule that allows Border Patrol to turn away illegal migrants to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The rule is set to expire Wednesday and is expected to trigger an influx of migrants on the southern border.
If the courts do not intervene and put a halt to the removal of Title 42, it's going to be total chaos.
Texas now declaring an emergency. Officials scrambling to find shelter for thousands of migrants.
We saw 2,500 in the past 6-7 days. We can imagine what it's going to be. That's doubling the flow.
It's not just border cities. The mayor of New York says he expects to receive more than 1,000 asylum seekers each week. The White House insists there's a robust effort underway to manage the border in a safe, orderly, and humane way when Title 42 lifts. ABC's Matt Rivers spoke to a couple previously expelled under Title 42. They're now waiting in Ciudad Juarez, hoping to cross once the policy expires.
Pero ¿por qué ustedes siguen tratando de cruzarse? Calidad de vida. They keep trying to cross because they're looking for a better quality of life.
Interesting.
Okay, man. This is getting so. It's the border. What is a border? It's an imaginary line drawn from one country or one state to the other. That's it. Only thing they can separate a border is water, maybe a wall or
Mountains.
But mountains, ravines or whatever. Who gives? It's bullshit.
I think well, that is a crisis. I mean, if you think about it, you listen. Okay, Title 42, and it's to help the control the spread of COVID in the country, and understandable. Okay.
COVID is already here.
But it is already here, and then I don't think anybody realizes the strain on the Mexican government. Look at all those people over there.
Well, it goes to show you how bad Mexico is to those. Think about it. I look at it this way. If Mexico is so bad, only bad people are going to want to stay there.
Well, it's not that bad. It's not Mexico that's really that bad. It's the other, it's the South American countries. These people coming up from the South American countries, and they just happen to be traveling through Mexico.
That means they got families, mothers and fathers and kids that are trying to find a better living. That means that we're going to get the better half. We're going to get some riffraff, but we got riffraff here already. But we're looking at mothers and fathers. We're looking at potential Americans down the line. We're looking at potential workers and stuff we can do to help move our country forward, that we can stop outsourcing materials and outsourcing to other countries and to build this and build that and give us this. When it comes to like the trade and embargo type thing, we can start building that stuff back here in America again and make America great again. We got to find some workers. Now, I'm not saying that we should pay them less than what you pay someone else, but at the end of the day, they want a job, they want to work. We can bring the American pride back to America by using the labor that we have. We got new labor. Don't treat them like crap. But at the end of the day, it's a border. What's a border? You talking about corona? Not corona, was it what? Coronavirus? I'm like, stupid.
Whatever virus, yeah. Herpes A, B, C, I don't know.
There's always something about it. I'm like, and this has been going on for decades and centuries and a border. And then I'm going to tell you something about people, Tim. You and I both know this. People are nomads. That's what nomad travel. We travel. We go from one place to better. You've done it. You in Texas. You back in Ohio. That's what we do. I was in the Army. I got out back to Texas. That's what people do. That's part of our nature. How are you going to stop people from being people, humans from being humans? A border. This earth belongs to all of us. We just got to just make the adjustments.
But you made a very particular good point that we've discussed before. And, in the U.S., they're continuously complaining that we have a labor shortage. We have as far as even in the transportation industry, which is causing all kinds of problems. And you've got thousands and thousands of people, as you said, on the border. Obviously, they've got some incentive, or they wouldn't have put all the effort in to get where they're at.
Look, teach them, give them green cards, whatever it takes, let them work. And then maybe they'll put the fire under the asses of American people that are lazy as hell. The ones that are sitting around and collecting food stamps, not want to work, just living off the system. Maybe these people coming in, the so-called illegal immigrants or whatever, they already here on the earth, so they belong here. Maybe they can light the fire upon some of these sorry bastards that sit around here just leeching off the country. Those are people I got a problem with. Lazy people make my job hard.
Oh, I concur. I call them bumps on the log.
Yeah,
you have you got no damn purpose. You're just kind of like there and, doing the bare minimum of whatever you got to do. And that is it.
Yeah, Tim, and we outsourcing all of our technology and all that stuff. People from Mexico are smart as shit. A lot of my friends, Hispanic, they're smart as hell. Their parents are smart. Their cousins are smart. I'm like, I know a lot of smart people that are not just black or white. They're not American. They're smart as shit, but then we got to discriminate against them.
What's that have to do with anything?
Huh?
What's that have to do with anything? Yeah, black, white, handicapped,
well,
non-handicapped.
No, Tim, it's discrimination. They're doing it because they're Mexican.
Hmm.
They're Mexican. They don't want Mexicans in Texas. They don't want Mexicans here. They don't want them there. Why? What's the discrimination? Why? A border. What's a border? Nothing. Imaginary line that we draw in our minds and say, I don't want you here. This is my border. It's discrimination, bro. In America, and everybody should already know about our American country, that our country is based on people migrating here.
Bunch of immigrants.
Immigration, period. That's this country is. Everybody that built this country up to what it is are immigrants. But I'm saying, why now is a problem because they're Mexican? Really? That's discrimination. Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at what if it was a different race of people trying to come in, but it's not. It's always Hispanic people. They say it's Hispanic people trying to get in. Asian people not doing it like it was back in the days. It was Germans. It was Germans at first. The biggest immigration. What was it?
Germans and Irish.
Germans and Irish. That's no longer exists anymore. Now it's directed toward the Mexicans. It's directed towards Haitians. I think it's directed towards people of color, and they need to stop doing that because that's labor. And then they can help this country be better. That's what our country is. It's a melting pot of all races, and we need them. We really need them, Tim.
I don't know if you're ever going to get
We don't
back.
need the bad ones, Tim. We don't need the bad ones. We need the ones, the mothers, the fathers with the kids that are trying to just better themselves. Like you say, they don't have some incentives to do better. They're going to make us better. They're going to make my job easier, make your
Well, they're going to have to do something because, I can't see, as I pointed out, I think that we turn a blind eye to what the Mexican government has to do to sustain these people. They can't just let them die there. They can't just let them freeze to death.
The Mexican government is trash, Tim, because why are they letting
I understand it may be, but what are you going to do with these people that are there? You're not going to feed them. You're not going to clothe them. You're just going to let them sit there, and die, starve to death? What the hell?
Yeah, it's like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. The America doesn't want them. The Mexican government.
I'm sure they don't.
They don't treat them properly, so they're like, you know what, you don't treat me right, I got to leave. And now they stuck. I'm like, those are good people. A lot of those are good people.
There probably is, Larry. You're probably
And they
right.
shouldn't discriminate against them like that. I'm just saying that I hate the discrimination. That's what I see. I see discrimination. I see discrimination from the Mexican government towards their own people. And then I see discrimination towards America, towards people that are trying to better themselves. Discrimination.
All the way around. Indeed, BC.
But I threw the black and white thing in there because that's what I show. We get perspective.
That's what our show is all about.
On the brother.
From the black and white perspective.
I got to throw the black stuff in there, the white stuff. I got to throw that mix in there. It just makes it, make it saucy. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Hey, speaking of saucy, sometimes, I don't know what our next topic, number 3, sometimes these policemen just keep getting themselves in trouble and have no idea, obviously, what the use of force is all about. Check it out. And finally, some of them that overdid it are getting charged.
Yes, and they deserve it.
Tonight, long-awaited charges against 5 Louisiana law enforcement officers for this 2019 roadside incident that left Ronald Green dead. The officers charged with different offenses, which include 1 count of negligent homicide and multiple counts of malfeasance in office and obstruction of justice. The charges are the first related to Green's death, the story gaining national attention after police engaged in a high-speed chase with Green. His family says they were initially told a car crash caused his death, and this body cam video was withheld. But then, 2 years later, the Associated Press obtained the video and published an edited version of the material. White state troopers are seen converging on Green's car, stunning him repeatedly, punching him in the head, dragging him by his ankle shackles, and leaving him prone on the ground for more than 9 minutes. According to the AP, not all the body cameras were turned on, so they had difficulty determining what was happening at all times.
Damn it, Tim.
I mean, from 2019, Larry, it took them this long to get to that point.
You see them? You know, I'm sad. I'm sad because there are a lot of good officers out there. I know a lot of good police officers, black, white, Hispanic. A couple of my homeboys. One of my guys I work with, he's a police officer, Hispanic guy. I like him, cool dude. I know some white officers I dealt with one time. My neighbor was a white officer, real cool dude. A lot of black officers I dealt with, some real dudes. That's not how you police people. That's not right.
Well, you wonder how do you cover something like that up from 2021, 22?
Well, that's the culture. That's the culture, though, man. Tim, that's the culture. I'm like, what I've noticed about, you don't see it in the fire department because you don't have nothing to cover up because they save lives. Police officers are supposed to be like the fire department, first responders, EMTs, and doctors. They're supposed to save lives. Their job is to save, protect, and serve. But the culture is look out for our own. What's your own? Look out for our own. Now you can say that. Now I believe in it. I believe in that when it comes to your family, your friends, the people you grew up with in your circle. Look out for your circle. Look out for your own. But when you belong to the public, when you belong to society, when you're held at a higher level,
when you're paid to serve the public, your own is the public. There's no your own. What's your own? That badge doesn't belong to you. Your badge belongs to the city, belongs to the people. We pay taxes for that badge. You belong to the public. Your own is us. But their culture is, let's be assholes, let's be dicks, and let's cover this shit up so we can protect us because we're better than everybody else in society. Well, I wonder, though, Larry, let's put it into perspective. What was there, 4 officers? Did they say 4 white officers?
Right. They had to be white officers, black people.
You don't think that I believe between you and I, we could get any suspect under control without having to use unnecessary force.
I've seen it happen.
I don't understand how they're tasing people and doing these strikes into their neck and into the back of their head. And I mean, what?
Well, I'm telling you, Tim, when I did asset protection, loss prevention, I was a manager. And when someone came to my store being unruly, stealing, assaulting people, I used my hands. I put the hands on them. I use wrestling moves. I use takedown tactics. I use stuff I learned from the military. And if I had to box them, I boxed them.
But don't you first give them a verbal command?
Oh, yes, of course. First thing I say is, look, many people, I say, hey, I try to talk them out of it first. And I say, hey, you can't do it. You can't do this. Then they get belligerent. Then they start coming towards me. I say, hey, stop, because I'm going to take you down. Stop. And if they keep coming towards me, bam, they're going down.
No, see, that's how it should be
they
done,
always give a warning. But I didn't use a gun. I didn't have to have a gun. To this day, I don't use guns.
I tell you,
I don't have people with guns.
I'll give you some quick history. My father was in law enforcement for 40 years. All right, I was in law enforcement for 25 years. So put those two together, that's 65 years of law enforcement between my father and myself. Never pulled a gun, him or I, ever out of our holster on anyone.
Yeah.
There wasn't a need. I mean, if you can talk to a person, as you said, first off, let's get this thing discussed, and you need to be able to listen to what's going on because they may have a very valid issue.
Mental health issues, or
who knows? They could have some mental issues, and you need to address that.
Yeah.
I think that what happens is, I think police are so used to using this continuum of force. I use a verbal command. I put my hands on him. I strike email, or I use one of my weapons, right? They keep moving that on up. Whereas I don't think they sit there and move it around to, what's the situation here? Is it a poor homeless person? Is it a person with mental issues? Is it, somebody going through some other type of crisis? What's the situation before I react?
Yeah, anybody who is trying to run is not a threat. That's
obvious.
Line.
Yeah, I mean,
They're not a threat. If they're running, they're not a threat. So you don't have to shoot them.
If you see their back, they are no longer a threat. You're right.
Yeah, no longer a threat. Now, they committed a crime. You do have to apprehend them. Okay, especially committed a crime against you. And once you apprehend them, you could be angry and throw a couple. I don't know. All I'm saying is you don't have to shoot them and beat them and torture them and use your cockiness and your culture to hurt those people. Culture and the police scenery is wrong. It's not all police agencies are like that though. It's just that if you have this certain incident and it happens, you cannot protect your people when they did something wrong. But that's the culture of the police force. They want to protect before they serve. They want to protect their own and then serve you an ass whooping.
Well, and you always got to give them a choice. I always like putting the power back into the person, hey, I'm going to have to take you in. So we can do this real simple and easy. You can turn around, let me cuff you. We'll take you in, get this shit all taken care of, and probably out in who knows how long, right? Quick, boom, boom, boom. Or you can be an asshole, and I mean, it just means more charges, more time in jail. Up to you.
Yeah, I never had to use a gun. See, I was hands-on. Even if I could have used a gun, even now if I use a gun, I still don't. I'm hands-on, bro.
See, that's what I think a person doesn't realize. When you start resisting arrest and you start assaulting a police officer, you're just adding charge. Oh,
once you start doing that, then you just asking. That's a suicidal move.
You're just asking for jail time. So
No, you asking to get your ass shot. I'm like, if I'm an officer and then you start assaulting me and I got a gun, a taser, and you whipping my ass, you probably getting shot.
Most of it's just use common sense. Just yes or no, sir. And if you're guilty, just shut up and lawyer up. And don't say shit.
Yeah, I'm from Texas, so we got open carry. So you don't come to Texas. A civilian will shoot you here in Texas. You ain't got to wait for an officer. If you run up on a civilian trying to hurt them or whatever, you will get shot in Texas. I've seen it. So officers, they took it too far. A regular person here in Texas will shoot you.
Yeah, that's the one thing about those open carries. Yeah, like you got down there. It's a definite deterrent.
Yeah, but like I say, I don't believe in guns. I'm not a gun guy. If I even go to a gun range, I may go with my wife and help her shoot. I did that in the military with guns and everything. But like I say, I'm hands-on and I got a mouthpiece. I can talk to you.
That's what I can't talk to you. That verbal judo is a lot more effective.
Yeah, I can talk to you. If you go to a point where we're not talking anymore and it gets to a physical point, I walk off. Now, if I walk off and then you walk up on me, then I got to whoop your ass because I did my job.
I tried my best.
I ain't going to shoot you, but I'm going to beat your ass. That's all I'm saying.
True. I tried my best. Hey, man, speaking of somebody that needs to get their ass beat, let's move on and talk about this gentleman just for a minute.
Chairman, we understand the gravity of each and every referral we are making today, just as we understand the magnitude of the crime against democracy that we describe in our report. But we have gone where the facts and the law lead us, and inescapably, they lead us here. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, in light of these facts, I ask unanimous consent that the chairman be directed to transmit to the United States Department of Justice relevant Select Committee records in furtherance of these criminal referrals.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now yield back.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee favorably report to the House the Select Committee's final report, which includes the committee's legislative recommendations and criminal referrals of Donald J. Trump and others, pursuant to Section 4A of House Resolution 503.
The question is on the motion to favorably report to the House. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
4 charges. We'll see where that goes. We've talked about this before.
Why is they talking about this crowd, man? They ain't did nothing to that dude. Trump saying he gonna run for president again. They done raided his house and stole some boxes of documents. He playing golf with, what was the guy?
Arabs.
Arab.
and with Kanye and that other Nazi guy out there having drinks, playing golf.
Trump is acting a damn fool, and they just talking about doing something. Don't talk about it, be about it, man.
We'll see what the Department of Justice does, but the other part of it, I was wondering. I'm like, boy, that's all fine and good. You're going to throw up. How many bodies is he got? How many people's going to get thrown under the bus on this one? The body count's going to be worse than any war we've ever been in.
What's the hold up, bro? I'm like, either you gonna do something to this guy or you're not. They steady talking about it. The insurrection happened. What? When did it happen? When did they destroy the state's cap? When? What? Last year? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When did it happen?
Busted out windows, doors, took a shit in the place.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the statute of limitations on that? They probably gonna drag that out and say, well, listen, it's been 30 years, so it's.
Well, I think they only really got the one guy, right? The one guy from the Oath Keepers, or maybe two of them. That's the only one that I've really heard. The guy with
the Viking hat on?
Whatever happened to that clown?
Man, I'm like, are you gonna do something? All I know is, here we go. I'm finna hear it out there again.
But what else I found interesting is I'm wondering who else, when they said and others, Donald Trump and others, I'm like,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna bring the blackness into it. Had it been some Black Power type shit, or some Martin Luther King type shit, or some Al Sharpton type stuff, they ass would have been thrown under the goddamn pen by now. Had it been them, had it been Barack Obama, they'd have had his ass jammed up. President Barack Obama. Had it been him, a person of color, they'd have had them jammed up. They're bullshitting, man.
I would like to see some viewer comments on that remark. That's an interesting remark. Do you think they would have handled Barack differently than they're handling Trump?
Yes, because bro, he has a following. He has a colored following.
That cult.
Even if cult, okay, yeah, cult. Even if there's white people involved. Even if there's white people involved with it, they would have really got their ass. White people would have been thrown down along with black people. I'm straight up, unless the white people like, no, my bad. I thought it was something else. I thought we was doing something else. Okay, I ain't with them. But were you with them? Yes, I was with them. Okay, we're going to crucify you like we're going to crucify the colored people, along with Barack Obama, President Barack Obama. Come on, man.
Well, look, they're still talking trash about Barack and Michelle, so hey.
They can't, Okay, listen, our show is based on a black and white perspective. This is our show, and we're going to stand on that, all right? All I'm saying is, right is right, wrong is wrong. If there had been people of color, had been Mexicans, had it been Indians, not Native Americans, anyone in America that's considered American or other that's here in this country, their ass would have been crucified. If it had been a leader of color, they'd have crucified that motherfucker, or him or her. I said to throw the MF bin, but we gotta get that. That's for the dialect to make it interesting. They'd have crucified them. It's wrong because.
How do you? I guess I would. When I'm following somebody, that I think that their ideals in the direction that they want to go with a particular project or country or whatever the case may be, first off, I need some honesty, and I have to, believe in you. And I mean, and this guy is just continuously running into. I mean, people see that he's dirty. You see it, with the tax fraud with the company. Now, they've made convictions on that, and now with this crap, and people still embrace him, and it's like, how can you have faith and trust in somebody that is a liar, a cheater, doesn't really care? Look at it, he throws his own best friends and family under the bus.
Tim, it's ridiculous. Same thing with Kanye West for the black culture. He does the same thing to us that Trump is doing for. I don't know what Trump is doing it for. I don't think Trump gives a damn.
I think Trump's doing it for Trump, personally.
Yeah, Trump is doing it for Trump. Okay, Kanye West, he's doing it for Kanye West, too. All I'm saying is, had Kanye West did that, he'd be crucified by now. He can sell how many shirts he want to sell at Gap or Blue Navy, whoever he'll sell it to. It's bullshit, man. I was a soldier. Okay, I'm a veteran. You don't do that.
But the one thing that they did say that, and they mentioned it, and we had talked, and we had used this same terminology way back, and that's dereliction of duty. So, even if you're not guilty of any of this other BS, I didn't incite people, I didn't do this, you still knew what was going on and didn't do shit, that's dereliction of duty.
He had just as much power as Malcolm X had. With his following, his cult, Martin Luther King had with his cult, Gandhi had with his cult, any other big time leader that we had in the Hitler with his coat. He had the same amount of power to tell those people stop.
Nope, he
Sit
threw
your
gas
ass
on the
down.
fire. He would rather throw gas on the fire than put it out.
Oh, exactly. He had that power, so he's wrong. He should be held accountable.
I believe he should be. We'll see what happens with it. Like you say, probably not a damn
Nothing.
thing. But guess what? He's busy doing other things. I mean, besides playing golf, you know, with Arabs and hanging out with Kanye and Nazi haters and this, that, and the other. I mean, I guess Mar-a-Lago's is the place to go if you're an asshole. But anyhow, he's out there busy in the market trying to make some serious money. Check it out.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump. Hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards, just like a baseball card or other collectibles. Here's one of the best parts. Each card comes with an automatic chance to win amazing prizes like dinner with me. I don't know if that's an amazing prize, but it's what we have. My official Trump digital trading cards are $99, which doesn't sound like very much for what you're getting.
It doesn't sound like very much. It's important to note, this is not a fundraising tactic for his campaign. These are not NFTs to memorabilia, a chance to win dinner with Trump if you give $5 or $10 or $100 come in. This is money going into his own pocket.
Okay, let's start about NFTs. What do you mean by NFTs?
Non-fundable tokens.
Okay. I buy the cards and probably piss on them because they're full of shit.
But they're not a card. No, the NFTs, it's like those pictures and stuff. It's a digital thing that you don't really have. It's not tangible. You can't hold it in your hand. It's
so
like,
what's the purpose of it then?
Well, you have a...
So you basically just making a purchase of it, then you saying I got this digital Trump card.
Yeah. It's NFT and you can sell it. Now what some people are already reselling these things, Larry, for $300-$400. Because they're all sold out.
That's stupid. He's
I'm
not
like,
stupid.
Wait. But the best thing is, before we get back to this, I did say that they were all sold out, right? But here on the Tim's Tidbit Show, you have an exclusive chance to win the NFT that Larry and I came up with for Mr. Trump. Boom. There you go. This NFT you can download for free. It just lets everybody know that he may be pouting, but he's promoting that he really did lose the 2020 election. What do you think? I like our design. I think we're going to probably make a ton of money on this thing.
Look like the Garbage Pail Kids version of it. Remember the Garbage Pail Kids cards? For one thing, you gotta. If you're gonna do a card is a card. You can't do digital card. That's dumb as shit. Okay, if you're gonna collect, you need a card. And then the new Trump look like Vince McMahon on crack. Trump looks like crap. Can't stand the guy. I used to like Trump.
Yeah, but did you listen to the narcissism in this guy? Oh, this is Donald Trump, your favorite president, probably even better than Washington, better than Lincoln.
Yeah, that's the part I like about him. He loves himself. How you can't love somebody that doesn't love themselves?
Yeah.
How can you not love some? The first thing, if you don't love yourself, then I can't deal with you.
Yeah, but he's obsessed with himself.
I love someone that loves himself.
He is obsessed with himself. It's not just love. This man is obsessed with himself.
That's why I love television, comedy. When people that can get on stage and say, hey, I know I'm not perfect, but I love myself, and I'm going to tell you why you should love me. He's a salesman. I love people to love themselves. I'm a salesman. I love myself, so I want people to love me also. But at the end of the day, I know what my barriers are. I know I can't be president because I have my views for Black people. I have my views for this subject, this topic, that topic. So I know I won't be biased. I'll be very biased if I was going to try to be president, and I would be for one side. You know, I'll be for one side with the people that are suffering, and the people that want to come in and understand come with me. You see what I'm saying? So if I was running for president, I'm a brother. man of color.
You know,
so
I
I'm
think
gonna empathize and have sympathy. You know what I'm saying? I can't help but to do that.
I think a good president.
That's why I don't need to be president.
Yeah, but you need to be a good mediator if you're president.
No. I'm a good mediator.
Well, that's part of it. That's the biggest probably part of the job is you need to get. You've got Democrats and Republicans. You've got the House and the Senate. You know, and you've got to get all these people to work together. You know, and it's just chaos because they've got such issue because you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, and you're black, you're white, you know,
discrimination, racism,
you're gay, lesbian, whatever the case may be that they have against these individuals. It's just like you're putting up a wall immediately. Well,
and you have to discriminate and be racist as a president. Somewhat, even though it doesn't look like it, you have to. You have to say, I'm gonna help these people before I help these people. I'm gonna help this race before I help their race. I'm gonna help this ethnicity before I help that ethnicity, whatever. You have to do that. That's just how it is. And I can't be racist. I can talk shit. I can get mad if you throw racism towards me, I'm gonna throw it back towards you. I can't discriminate though. I'm like, if I feel that you can make my life easier and my job easier, I'm bringing you in. I don't care if you're autistic. I don't care if you're short, if you're tall, you're fat, you're skinny. You know, I don't care. I don't care if you're smart and dumb. I'm gonna put the smart person on the smart person job and the dumb person on the dumb person job. But all I'm saying, at the end of the day, I can't discriminate. But racism is tough because you cannot be racist, you know, and then people direct it towards you, and then you just it's an automatic instinct. You gotta it happens. You know, it happens. Like, I've been in situations where I had to be racist to protect myself. I had a manager at one job. He was like beaner this, blackface this.
Well, he actually used he would use racial slurs.
Yes, man. I had to, and I stopped. Listen, I stopped liking white people because of him for a while. I said no. I had to get back to my mind. I said no, all white people can't be like this dude. But I was working in corporate. And everybody in corporate was predominantly white. It was like maybe 3 black people and some Hispanic people. But then again, they were okay with him saying that. They were okay with him making those comments. And I was like, no.
Because it was culturally correct in that environment.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, that ain't right. So
and that's when you know you're in the wrong environment. It might not be the wrong job, but the environment's wrong.
I stepped down. I was a corporate, regional corporate safety / LP a guy, and I stepped down. I gave up my briefcase, my tie, my suit, and everything. I stepped down. I said, I can't do this, bro. I can't. You're not gonna pull me into that bullshit. But as a president, like Trump did, he got pulled into it, whether he's racist or not. He got pulled into the bullshit because he's the president.
But no, in regard to what you said, I would probably have some prejudices, and my prejudice would be first. You know, I would like to get rid of the poor working class, the poor people in our country, get them up and on their feet so they can make an honest contribution instead of just always having somebody's foot on their throat.
Yes, I'm like, that's where you start. You start with the lowest level, you bring everybody up. I always tell my wife, I'm always trying to move up and I'm gonna bring people with me. Those who don't want to come up with me, I leave them behind. How you go. If I'm coming up, you either come up with me or you get out of my way.
Well, I mean, even if you know, for the religious people that are looking, I mean, even in the Bible, they say you start with the foundation. You have to build a solid foundation, you know. And when the solid foundation is built, then you're going to make progress. But, you know, our foundation in our society, to your point,
based on racism.
It's a mess.
Bullshit. It's been a mess since the country began. This country was, they stole the land from the Native Americans, brought in slaves to cultivate the land and build it up. Immigrants came in and added with the slaves and built the country up, and they just took the oil, they took the land, they took the industries, they took manufacturing, they took the agriculture, and they used it for themselves, their gain, and they got an advantage. And they still using that advantage right now today. And all the people that helped make America what it was and what it is have got thrown to the wayside. And then you got certain people popping up playing games with the country. Like Trump, he's playing games.
So we got off topic. Back to the point. Who's buying those NFTs And I'm going to ask you this question before we get on to our asshole of the week. If you were president, Larry, would you have NFTs out so people could buy your Superman cards and astronaut cards and whatever else? Yes.
Yeah. No. Not in his situation. What he did.
No, you would you have your own trading cards? Yeah.
No, if I was doing it, if I had people like me, if I had I ain't gonna lie, bro. When you're president, the people gotta like you. Mm-hmm. Okay. If people like me, but I would do personal cards. I wouldn't do the digital stuff because I'm old school.
Oh yeah, you get it with like a stick of gum and stuff this time.
Yeah, something like that. But Trump, man, no, he doesn't deserve to do that.
You get on Wheaties boxes and shit.
Yeah, I would do that because that's fun. I'm like, that's fun. That's something to do. But he's not president, and he created too much turmoil when he was in office, and a lot of bad things happened. So he doesn't have the right to do that, whether he's president or not.
Indeed.
And I think that's fun.
Hey, we're gonna see we'll see what's happening coming up here by about the first couple months of next year.
But what he's doing, I think it's fun, and I think every president should do what he's doing. It's just not him because he just was not a good president.
There you go. We'll go along with that
Biden
one.
should do it. Yeah, he just wasn't a good president.
I think it's a great idea, but just not with him. That's fucked up. Anyhow, hey, and this week's biggest asshole. Anyhow, we haven't heard from Senator Kennedy for a while, so why not get it? Why not get it, Senator?
No. These woke, high IQ, stupid people, they're easy to recognize. They hate George Washington. They hate Thomas Jefferson. They hate Dr. Zeus, and they hate Mr. Potato Head. These woke, high IQ, stupid people, they walk around with Ziploc bags of kale that they can eat to give them energy. Now, if you want to eat kale, that's up to you. I don't eat kale. You know why? Because kale tastes to me like I'd rather be fat. And these high IQ stupid people, the wokers in charge in Washington, D.C., the berserk wing of the Democratic Party, they hyperventilate on their yoga mats if you use the wrong pronoun. They're all over Washington, D.C. That's the fact, Jack! That's a fact, Jack!
At first, I thought he was talking about black people.
No.
Then he said kale and yoga mats.
He's talking about the younger generation around Washington D.C. and their progressive ideas, and
I was talking about black folks at first. I said we sprinkled in there with that.
Yeah, you better check that kale. Make sure what they're really eating is kale.
I'm just saying, I don't know a lot of black folks eating kale. That's weed in that bag. He got the
and that
wrong bag.
Yoga mats, and I was like, you tripping out.
I said, hold on. Yoga mat. He said, okay, that's white shit. That ain't blue.
And then, about Mr. Potato Head and stuff. Oh, I mean,
When he said Mr. Potato Head, I got offended though.
Dr. Zeus.
Hold on, potatoes. Dr. Seuss, I heard Dr. Seuss is racist, so I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I can't figure him out, man. It's some mixed shit. I can figure Trump out. Trump don't give a fuck. This dude is like, do I hate black people? Do I hate Democrats? Do I hate white people that like black people? Do I hate black
I think he hates young people. Anybody that doesn't have that same, let's keep it the way it is. Let's never move forward. Let's keep drilling for oil and digging for coal. And we'll worry about, what happens to Mother Earth, a couple hundred years. I won't be around anyhow.
He's pissed that there's a female president, I guarantee. And then she's half black. I know he's pissed. I was waiting for him to say nigga. I was waiting for him to say, these niggas.
Oh, man. Hey, let's wrap this show up, man. Let me get over to you, Larry. Unbelievable with LE Fitness.
Hey, what's up? This is Larry Estelle of LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. You can catch me on Facebook at Estelle Junior Larry, or even better, just check me out on Facebook at LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving, and on Instagram, LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving, and Estelle Junior Larry. Check them both out. I got a little bit stuff, company stuff. Everything is in there and put it into one page or whatever. All right. Tip this week: stay consistent. Stay consistent, stay consistent, stay consistent. All right. Fitness is hard. Working out is hard. You know, you got to work. You got to work sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day. You got kids. You got to cook. You have to maybe guys work on your car or whatever. But do something. Stay consistent. Consistency may consist of 30 minutes a day, 3 days out the week, or 4 days out the week. 30 minutes is better than no minutes. Okay, you might maybe go to the gym for an hour a day, 4 days out of the week, 3 days out of the week. Do something, stay consistent, get your plan, stick with something, and just stay consistent and build upon that. And if you don't know, hire a trainer. Get your trainer. And they ain't got to be a trainer with big muscles, because big muscles mean they take big steroids. Some of them do. A lot of them don't. I don't. But get your trainer and stay consistent. LRE Fitness, we keep you moving. All of them don't take steroids. I'm just saying. A lot of them do, though. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, that's a good thing. Hey, you can follow me. What? All right.
I don't want to piss off no trainers. Like, you know.
No. What did you say about me, Larry? Yeah. Hey, you can follow me. You can follow me, Tim McGiffin, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And hello to my queen who's out there watching. Anyhow, only thing I want to say to you is that, we're not going to be here next week. So I hope that you enjoy your holidays and you enjoy, have a very, very Merry Christmas. You guys have a great New Year's. Stay safe. If you're drinking, don't get pulled over. Have somebody designate drive for you. We don't need our viewers in jail. We like them at home and listening to us. And one other quick thing, just to keep in mind that, something, people, Christmas is not just a day. It's a frame of mind. So let's practice Christmas all year long. How about it? So I guess, hey, Larry, let's get the heck out of here and tell these people until next year, peace, man. We are out. Bye.